Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance Footlock playthrough. In this part we're going to be taking care of the base for Chapter 9, Gallia. At least we got saved last time. Good lord, we were on the razor's edge. Getting into it, there's not a lot to say, but first, Soren is always going to tell us who our MVP was, who got the most, how much EXP we got, how much bonus EXP, and possible money made. So, let's hear how well we did. Ike was the MVP. Kind of surprised, but also at the same time, not really. The amount of money spent was pretty much negligible. And we have Ileana as our new ally, and nobody fell, which is great. That's it. And, yep, you'll give it a report after each battle, and hoping that it will help. I'm relying on you for the details. And you must be going. Alright. With that out of the way, let's get through all the info, as I think it's best to do that right now. Everything's ready to go. Huh. Seems like they're more alike than they realize. And things seem to be going slow. And trustworthy friends. Business as usual, Soren. Indeed. Mist. Oh, Mist. This chapter is going to be interesting. For what it is worth, and I'll spoil it now. Marcia, who we saved way back in chapter 3, part 4, I think, is going to be recruited in this chapter, as she will constantly move towards Ike. And right as soon as you start the chapter, you get both Mist and Rolf, the Oscar and Boyd's younger brother, as well as Mist. Now, as per the rules I posted back at whenever we started the Let's Play, Mist is not allowed to be used, but I will be transferring her items into Reese, as she is a healer. But, beyond that, there's not much to say. And, looking like Commander Grail, seems like Ike resembles his dad, in more than just aura and character. Sounded pretty stupid. Interesting. Ike wants to learn how to fight like knights, or fight against knights, which I think is admirable. Next up we have Mia, who calls Ike boss. That is something that also carries over into Radiant Dawn if you have Mia support Ike, but it's interesting to hear we call him boss in particular. After all, it hasn't been easy at all, no kidding. There's nothing more to stop her. And Mia doesn't know what to say. Just knows to help keep Ike's spirits up. Blah, excuse me. You'll see, indeed. Or at least I would if I didn't plan on using somebody else. Mordecai, what do you have to say? Apologies for making Mordecai wait. Interesting. Can you understand them? Interesting. And he's not good at using language. No need for words, just gestures and how you say growls? Interesting. Doesn't let us talk with other tribes. That's why we learn modern words. Interesting. I'm surprised you didn't even think of the ancient language either. But perhaps that's spoiling a bit. After all, it is necessary to avoid unnecessary fighting. After all, that's what diplomacy and words are for. Alright, with that out of the way, I will start with giving out bonus experience to people. First up, Ileana. Definitely going to be the character that's getting it. As mentioned in the last chapter, I planned on using her over Soren. I am going to save a little bit of the bonus experience, namely because I want to use Rolf but we'll get to that in the actual chapter. But for now, you have the Paladin Band equipped, which is perfect. So, Ileana, let's rig a couple of stat level ups so that way you get your speed to go up at all 3 points. And I'll meet you back here if this doesn't go well. Nice job, Ileana. That was a great level up. So, level up 1 done. And I'll see you back here once we get to level up number 2. It's average, but I'll take it. After all, more defense never hurts. Okay, that's reasonable. I'll probably adjust Ileana's magic later, but right now I'm perfectly happy with how she's leveled up. So, next up on the list, I'll probably move a band onto Ike and then I'll give him a level up. He has plenty of magic, but based on what I see, he could use some more speed, and his HP is not exactly the highest either. So I'll trade the Paladin Band for the moment. And I will equip the Paladin Band on Ike. Manage. Save. A little bit unorthodox, but I'll happily take that level up. So that's Ike. Who else needs a level up? Boyd is extremely close to promotion. How far away is he from his next level up? He's quite far. I'm not that worried. His stats are doing fine. I think, for now, Reese will get the last bonus experience level up, and then we'll move on to the next chapter. I think that's how I'm going to do this. Convoy, give the longbow, for sure. Do I have any extra staves? No. Ward. I'll keep that on for later. But for now, I think I'll give him the mage. Your magic's really high. I'll give him the knight. I'll give him the archer. Where's the thief band? I'll give him the thief band for now. And then I'll see you when Reese gets his level up. Holy crap, Reese! Oh my god, that was great. That was a perfect level up. Pretty much. I mean, the only thing I could have asked for was strength, and then it would have been actually perfect. Is there anything else that I'm missing? Ileana, you're perfectly fine. You're a little weaker than Soren, but you're also a bit faster. And a bit bulkier, I think. Yeah. That's the primary reason I like Ileana over Soren, is that I actually like the fact that she's a bit bulkier. I'm gonna move around some bands real quick, and then I will go from there. Let's see. First off, don't need the pure water. There's no magic units in this. Oh yeah, while I'm at it. Shop. Sell items. This red gem means nothing. Torch. I don't know when the last Fog of War chapter is, but I'm definitely going to save it for then. I think I'm just going to sell off my one-use vulneraries for the time being. But importantly, and I'm going to shove it on you because the character in question is going to be behind you after turn 1, or turn 2, one of the two. Iron Bow. Max out strength. Weight of 5 is just enough that I don't care. And yeah. What's a fun name? Oh, I know. I'm gonna call it the Silencer. For those of you who played Radiant Dawn, you'll understand why, because I'm gonna put it on Rolf. Essentially, it's another parting gift from Shinon to Rolf. Spoiling that now, because it's really not something that's touched upon unless you go after supports. I'll make it Hot Pank, as I think it's also another insult to injury for how much of a jerk Shinon is. And I'm gonna put it on Mia for the moment. Other than that, I think I'm actually good for weapons. Let's use the voice crack. I'm gonna give all the bands into the convoy real quick. Wait, I need her to keep a vulnerary on. Just want to throw all the bands into the convoy. Don't want to do anything crazy. Soren I think is going to be a temporary for the time being. I need him mostly because there's nobody else, and he's good ship. And Boyd, put the Archer Band in there, and let's figure out who gets what. Starting with Ike. Based on your stats, I think I'm safe to say you're probably best off with either with the Soldier Band, or what I think I will go with is the Priest Band. Equip. Just that way you can get up some extra luck and maybe a little bit of extra resistance. It is also possible, by the way, with how Ike's growths are rated, to get Ike's resistance higher than his defense. It's one of the weird quirks about the growth rates in this game. Soren I'll do last. Ileana, based on the way that you've been growing, and because I fixed all of your level ups to be speed, I'm going to give you the Mage Band, just so that way you're more likely to grow your magic. Mia, I'll also do last. Reese, I want to give you the... I think I'll give you the Thief Band. Yeah, Thief Band. Just because you could always use the extra speed and everything else is reasonably fine. Let's see. Soren, don't really care that much about you. I'm going to give you the Soldier Band just because it is extra HP and defense, and you could always use some of that. Boyd, your stats are relatively fine everywhere. I would love for you to get some more skill, though, and maybe some luck, just so that way you're not so inaccurate. I'll give you the Fighter Band for the time being. And let's see. Mia, I want you to have the Fighter Band and the Knight Band, as that's the band I'm going to give to Rolf. And let's see. Is there anything else I should bring? Maybe on Reese, because he's going to go towards Rolf as well. I'm going to grab the Longbow and the Iron... I'm going to grab this Iron Bow out of the convoy from Shinon. Rolf starts at E-rank bow, so I can't exactly put anything else on him within reasonable knowledge of safety. But I am going to take that. Can I buy anything else? Iron Bow, don't need. Wind Tome, I might buy later. Once I no longer need Soren, I'm definitely going to be dropping his inventory into Ileana. Ileana is basically the only character aside from a mage later named Galil that will get... that I can reasonably say will be fine. For Reese, I do want to shop. Oh wait, I'm getting the heal from Mist this chapter. Never mind. Ike, you don't need that many weapons. Is there iron swords, or steel swords, excuse me? Yes. I'm going to buy a steel sword for you because I'm unfortunately out of money. I could give you Mia's inventory after this chapter, because after this chapter I think I might end up dropping Mia, but we'll see. I think I'm just going to save my money for now, as I'd much rather forge once we get Rolf and everybody else into there. But for now, let's save, and let's get all of the story introduction done for Gallia. Leave the base. This brings back memories to Titania. Well, she was a knight of Crimea, it seems. And spend some time at the royal palace. And that's why she wasn't surprised with the Lagoose. Miss the sea, the setting sun strikes the water. It's almost as though the horizon itself is on fire. It sounds very beautiful and evocative, given the music especially. Huh. Ike was here too. That's interesting. But Ike doesn't remember. It's almost like something's wrong with Ike and his memories. But we'll find out. And yeah, Ike's not kidding. She's being cryptic. What is it, Mordecai? And tiring. Good. Because there's Claws could cross in a single bound. That's a bit harsh, Leth, however you pronounce it. Never speak to him in such a way. What's wrong is wrong indeed. You're far too stubborn. Interesting. Let's calm down. Indeed. Wait. What is it? Smell in the wind. That's iron. Bjork weapons. Heavily armored and well armed. Let's see. What do we got? It appears Dan was taking refuge in the castle with their general, Kotov. We stopped the army here, apparently. Fort Tatana, I believe is how you pronounce that. And it seems that there's bandits here too. Lovely. There's even Lagoos on the east side. You're Dan men, alright. Dan worms, they strut about the Gallian force as though they were their own. I won't stand for it. Indeed. They carry iron weapons, and they can smell them. Understood. Indeed. The capture of us in the south. Nope. Ike's being honest. We're going to fight as well. But now, it's the point where they don't seem that they'll lose. And the Lagoos would help, or they would if I were actually using them. Probably going to make this a little bit harder on myself, but there's no real reason to use the Lagoos in this chapter. And yeah, apologies. Oscar and Titania, get out of here. Boyd, I'm going to set you up so that way you're behind Leth and Mordecai. Mia, you need to be up at the front here. Soren, I'm going to be close by. Mia has the Night Band, which I'm going to shove on Rolf. And beyond that, it's not a ton to see. Kotov has an arm scroll, which it's useful, but it's more useful once you have Mist in particular, which is why that's also there. And that's because Mist is probably the best user of magic swords in the game, but in reality, you could probably get by without it. So, let's save, and I'll see you in the next part for when we take on the actual fighting of the chapter. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, as well as hit the notification bell to stay up to date. The next part is in the description, or it should be on screen right now. I'll see you for the battle in the next part.